That should be it.
Oh yeah, there he is, Larkin. Base.
Is that coming through now?
Yeah.
Where is that showing up?
Everywhere. The whole world's
Really?
seeing it.
Because I changed it to that. Now hopefully it'll swap over. Can you see yourselves now, or is it still the?
I can see
That's
us.
and I think it was worth 1.3 million coins. I had no idea that anything about the economy of Hut, and that was literally like the first card I ever pulled in Hut. But
That's
yeah, I
pretty good.
remember that you. It was the chemistry system, but then they went to synergies, which was extremely exciting, right? Just like kind of now,
Yeah.
where I think the first year of synergies was great, but it was actually the second year which was the best. And then it was synergies, and then they introduced X factors, and now we're where we're at now. So maybe next year they'll actually make it a little bit where it makes a little bit more sense. Kind of where I'm going with it.
Yeah.
So, do you know what I mean? They're like feeling it out,
Yeah.
what works, what doesn't.
Yeah. Because it's brand new now. Although I think other EA Ultimate Team games have had similar stuff. Like people have talked about MLB and the NFL games and stuff. So I think NHL is always a little bit behind. But I'm like you. I remember. I think it was NHL 16 was the first year I played Hut, and they had the injury cards and captain boosts and all that sort of stuff, right? So we've kind of done a full circle in some ways, although it's done differently this year. And I, for one, like it. I think it's good. It's kept it fresh, although it's it's very they can sort of pull the strings, they and which they've done already. They release an event with certain cards, and then they give the chemistry boosts for those cards, so you
Yeah,
can get the biggest boosts specifically for those event cards.
yeah.
But
It is
so far, I mean,
like a predator type of atmosphere as far as EA is concerned. It's
Yeah.
predatory, trying to get at your wallet. That's really what that's kind of how I felt like the whole time. I mean, yeah, I like it. I like the changes, and they do give away. I think they give away more free things now than they ever have, at least
For
in the
sure.
last few years.
For sure.
But they still they're really smart on how they play on people's. I guess it's their want to be better. And so
Yeah.
they play on that, and then oh, I gotta have that, and so whip out the wallet or something like that, kind of thing.
Mm. Do you guys remember the old on the old Ultimate Teams when the goalie lost, it got worse, so you had to sit him out for a game to get
Yeah.
better.
yeah, yeah, I remember that. I remember that back when you can actually, those years you could actually change your goaltender in game as well if they stunk out the place.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you could throw the
Kind of
puck out of
miss
the
that.
plane, it would glitch the game. That's why they got rid of that. Remember
yeah,
that? That
I
was a
remember.
complete
Oh
shit
my
show.
god!
We kind of missed that because now the backup goalie is only for get the overalls or get the. It doesn't really matter. He
Yeah.
never plays. He's just there.
Yeah, it used to be after they messed that up, the elite players would use like the lowest overall backup goalie to get their overalls down, because that had some sort of impact. Now that doesn't matter. Now it's obviously just there for chem boosts and stuff. But yeah, it's been a while. It's been a strange ride because people in the real NHL, and I get that this is not the real NHL and this is a game, but you change your goalies, man. If they stink out the place, you want to change your goalie. And the fact that we haven't been able to do that for years is it's disappointing, even though it probably doesn't have much of an impact. But yeah, it still just goes to show what sort of state the game is in. But
I'm sorry to cut you
no.
off. Yeah, so going along that line, like when are they going to actually update the strategies in the game? Like
Oh, that's
how I know it doesn't FIFA have like an unreal amount of like different strategy combinations you can actually use.
Well, look at Madden. The playbook in Madden, has been heavily updated, and it's got all the coaches' playbooks. This is the kind of thing that you want to see in NHL.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the game is just. I mean, even if they put a fresh coat of paint on Hut, the game is just overall it's kind of like stale.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I mean, I love hockey and I love playing the game, but it's kind of like it's really never gone anywhere since the skill stick.
Yep, you're right. And behind the net, crash the net, and overload. That's it's been those three since forever. I don't know. I don't know if they're ever going to change that. If they're going to add something to it, I don't know.
But I mean, I think it would actually
for me. But yeah.
Well, it might. Okay, so you say that, right? But you're also say that the team building and keeping it fresh is important to you. Well, if there's more strategy combinations, it's more. That means the gameplay is actually going to be way more variance per game. And the meta would be not so predictable.
Yep. Yeah, I guess I don't really know enough about like additional structures you could put on the attacking side to sort of change it up. Certainly on the power play, I'd like to see more opportunities to restructure the power play, and I think they did a little bit of that. Like you can pick the players that are sort of set up to be to do the zone entries and who's going to be the finisher and all that sort of stuff in terms of their positioning. But I'd still like to see more like the umbrella and 1-3-1 set up for the power play. I'd like to see a bit more.
It's rock paper scissors, right? If you got 1-3-1 and then the other person puts on the comp, and then it all washes out. Okay, now you have the perfect. There's no real I don't know. There's no depth like Vogie was saying in Madden. It's insane amount of depth, and I'm pretty sure FIFA is probably the same. Even though I don't really know.
Yeah. But so that's kind of that's been the same, right? That's been the same for a long time. So we'd like to see changes there, just because it's stale, right? But the rest of Hut has had a coat of paint this year, at least, with the chemistry boosts and things like that. So what have you guys found that is like a good change in this year's Hut that you've actually enjoyed and that sort of helped you put some hours into the game?
I really, 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 really like the salary cap. I think it brings a lot more, thought into who you're gonna have. You can't just have the highest overall. You have to actually plan. You have to maybe much more strategy to your team, and I like that.
Yeah, but they've implemented it terribly, though. This thing with the salary cap boosts and stuff, that for me, that absolutely sucks. It just like you can get, 20 million by having free fantasy cards. I mean, that's just not achievable unless you're a heavily engaged player, and it just immediately puts you at disadvantage versus other teams. like North.
You should be at a disadvantage. I've got 3 fantasy cards. I want you at a disadvantage. Thank you very much. Next.
Or you can be so
Either
lucky
win.
or get the Brendan Scray or whatever his name is. You can get that fantasy card.
But I know what you're saying, and I like it. But then all that's really happened is they add in these insane boosts, and then okay, now they make a 83 card that has a million against the cap,
Yeah.
boost him up to 90, and then oh, now he's 180,000 K on the market. You know, what they did is they essentially made the cap, and then they found all these workarounds that you can
Yep.
use.
Yeah,
Yep.
sure, but I think you get if you play like me. I don't play a lot, but I don't play later. So I play kind of in the middle, maybe a little bit more, and you get a lot of players in packs and stuff like that. And if you just have them, at some point they will get useful because of those things. And I think it's really nice that you get let's say just you get a really good card in the first week, and in the older games in week 17 they will be completely useless. You don't need them anymore.
Yep.
But now they can actually stay relevant for the whole game because of these things. I think it's really nice.
It's
But
going
it's
to be
a-
very interesting to see how long they will be relevant, because we've been through one season, right? So we've
Yeah.
all been through the whole, oh shit, I didn't make Jack Eichel. Now I've got to go find his base card, and it's like 300,000 coins. I
Yeah.
did make Jack Eichels. It was fine. But now we're in season 2, and I'm like, I don't want to trade in these 85 overall MSPs that I have from season 1, because just as what you said, they might be useful.
Yeah.
But what we don't know is if they might not be useful at all, because of course EA could change up. Like, they've already limited a lot in terms of the chemistry overall boosts for season 2. We've only just got a +2, and there's a few stackable +3s now, but you got to sort of shoehorn players in to do it. Obviously it's going to be 99 Hut again at the end of season 2, but it's going to be interesting to see how many of those season 1 cards are actually going to be useful. So I'm with you in terms of figuring that out.
Mm.
But that's
Well,
the
I
problem. If you want to just, I'm sitting with 2 million coins in the bank. I've not really made a team. I've got a bunch of players. I don't know who to buy, because I could buy and they could be hit or miss. Because the minute I spend that coin, there'll be somebody newer, shinier, with a bunch of boosts that is worth having way more than what I have currently. So I just want to make a team and be able to jump in and out of the game, and that's kind of what's putting me off. Is the ability to do that is just not there.
Definitely, I agree with exactly what you're saying. Same thing going on with me right now. It's like you build a team, and then what do? You have so many resources. Your resources are gone, and then you have this team that's ain't worth shit no more.
Yeah,
What's up with that?
So-
go for the most popular players. You can see, like, if the same players always get you will always get a new McDavid card. You will always get a new Hughes card. Whatever, every Hughes. So go for those players if you like, or go for the players you like.
I would say go for the cards that are good without boosts. And I think in season 1, everyone pretty much rode the same wave, right? Oh, there's a new event out and you get a new +6 boost. All of a sudden, that +6 boost with Crosby and Nylander and Eichel, like, you had to have it, right? Otherwise, you were going to be well behind. Now that we've gone through that once in season 1 and we're into season 2 now, I find the way I'm building my teams is these are the cards that are good without boosts and gives me a lot of flexibility. I'm just going to keep hold of those and use those. So I've got Fedorov now, who I didn't really use much in season 1, and now I used him before the Red Wings AP boost. I use him in season 2, and there's gonna be, like, the next event is next Friday, right? There's gonna be a new chem boost, which is going to go over and above what's already been there, and so we know that, and so I'm interested to see, are people going to not ride that wave as much as they did in season 1? It's possible. I would like to avoid it if I can, because I like to use certain players rather than just the newness, the new hotness. But I guess we'll find out when we get there. But so far in season 2, I think my team building is a lot more flexible now than it was in season 1.
So here's a Go
do you
ahead.
think the overall boost is going to be as heavily as it was in season 1?
Yeah.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're just going it slow. So the first week we had like only +1s, and then now we're already seeing a +2. And this is the first event, just the second week, right? But it's also a shorter season. So I think we're going to see the next event either an explosion or it's going to be really slow. And then there's going to be one event that is just going to be like, oh, hey, have this +8 boost.
Same thing that happened last season. So basically, they've got a script and they're going to follow it until the end of the year when nobody cares, and then they might start experimenting.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's going to be interesting as well because, right, so we're in season 2 now, right? And you'd think in previous years, to P-Nice's point earlier, is you would have had cards from the beginning of the game. They would have been worthless at this point in the game. But now, cards like Lindros, who is a season 1 card, although a mid-season 1 card, is still, in my opinion, better than a lot of the new 89 icons that have come out. Like, I haven't made Gretzky. I have the funds to do it, but there's nothing. He's not OP enough. Whereas Lindros, with the Elite Unstoppable and the attributes that he has, I still think is a better card. So it's going to be interesting to see how long is that 87 Lindros going to be viable.
Yeah, it is. But if he can get to like 95 each season, he's going to be a really relevant player for a long time.
Exactly, right? So if there's stackable icon boosts, people are going to use their favorite or the best icons to do that. Like with Paul Coffey. Paul Coffey was by far the best card in the game in season 1. The first week of season 2, he was still at an 86, a top card. Now they've gone the D boosts that they have. They don't favor Coffey, and now you can see his price is coming down on the auction house. I've bought a couple for just over 100K. And as soon as there's a boost for an icon on defense, he's going to go back into people's lineups because he's got 94 speed without boosts. So he's going to be relevant again very quickly. So I think we're seeing a lot more of those changes. But whereas before they were relevant and then they were not, and then they were never relevant again. Now they're relevant and then they're not relevant, and then all of a sudden they become relevant.
So what you're basically describing is exactly what EA doesn't want. So EA said when they wrote their little spiel about season 2 is, well, we're going to blow up all your teams because we're trying to stop the meta from being the meta. But if everybody's just going to hold on to coffees and wait, and then as soon as there's a one boost, everybody's going to have coffee again. So all the teams will be the same anyway.
Yeah, I think in terms of teams being the same, you can't avoid it when you have cards that are better than others, right? And
you can't avoid it if they would actually implement the salary cap the right way.
Yeah.
Or actually what they really, really need to do is what Deco was saying that MLB did was, why does everything have to be this big freaking mystery? Can't you put out guidelines before the season start? Okay, these are the framework which you can work in, what we're going to work in, and then you can actually make a plan of how you want to attack. And then going back to what Vogie was saying, I got all these resources, I don't know where to spend them.
Yeah.
So
how would that translate to NHL? So you're saying let people know what
Deco was saying, like, hey, in this season we're gonna prioritize players with this attribute and that X factor, blah 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 blah, and then you kind of know, at least for the next season upcoming, where to put your resources where you're gonna get bang for your buck and not just throw it away.
See, I kind of
because that's exactly where I'm at. I don't know what to do. I have a finite amount of resources. I'm not willing to spend money into the game or spend hours on the auction house. And so now I'm just kind of like, well, I don't know. If I don't know what to do with it, then I don't want to do anything with it.
Yeah. I like the uncertainty. I prefer it.
Me too.
I like to play the auction house though. So I like it when, all right, there's new chem boosts. Who can I rush out and buy and flip? And do I have anyone in my collection now that actually is relevant again? I guess what they can do is say, all right, Paul Coffey was the most OP defenseman in season 1. So in season 2, we're not going to give any overall boosts to Icon and or Oilers defensemen, and then just drive him out of relevancy that way. So they have control over it if they do it that way.
Or any
they
type of
haven't, though.
framework.
I have Footy and Adam Foot or Footy or however you pronounce it, and Coffee, and that's 1+ for now.
Right.
And if I know EA, and I think I do, Oilers will always get pluses. Always. As long as McDavid plays hockey, they will get boosts and stuff because McDavid is the cool guy for many people.
Unisol, how do you feel about
Not-
that statement?
For many people, at least he didn't say for everybody.
Yeah, there you go.
For many people, I don't like it at all. But it's just the way it is. When the first week you get an Oiler guy and you get a German guy on the same line, who are you thinking about? Of course it's Draisaitl.
That was good. I like that. I kind of like that. Why can't they do that more often? But not, and then it just went stupid random. You know? Well, yeah, when you had it where at the beginning of the season was, oh yeah, that's a McDavid Draisaitl combo. That was kind of fun. I was like, I could get behind that, or the Tkachuk family combo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it just got stupid random. Like it was just, and it's just way too much. You know, I mean, if you're not following along all day, every day, how are you keeping up with this?
Well, that's because I know you've said this on the Discord previously, and I've been thinking about that. Now, okay, fine, I follow along daily, so I'm keeping up with it. But if you don't, are you able to put up a team of players that are relevant now, when there aren't any boosts, right? So you have your Fedorovs and whatever, just play them at an 86. And how long will that be relevant if you're not going to follow the sort of waves of chem boosts and stackable chem boosts? Because you're right, if everyone's getting +6s, +12s, and you're still rocking 86s, I guess
it's over.
Yeah,
you don't have a chance to actually compete, and at least not on a fair level.
But can you build up your collection of free MSPs, the spotlight players?
Here's the thing,
right?
though. Here's the thing, because you guys were talking about that, and I was already thinking, oh, you just keep your collection. You have all these cards. Well, the problem is you're using those cards to build up your MSPs. So if you're not buying packs and your rewards are so bad, you're not getting any real rewards.
Yeah.
How are you building? And you're not buying packs, or how are you building up your collection then? If you're not, if I guess you either make MSPs or you just hoard everything. I mean, it's got to be one or the other.
Well, not until now. You haven't had to trade anyone in until now, because now is when you have right. Now you got to put in 85s, right? And 85s are sort of the earliest MSPs. So now you're in a position where, okay, I can start trading in my Erik Karlssons and Eichel MSPs from season 1 because they're actually asked for in the new sets. Of course, you can do the upgrade sets and get your 85s that way. And that's kind of
what I've been doing.
And that's what I've been doing. I haven't been trading in the MSPs if they're good. If they're good with boost, like if there's an MSP. Like what did I used in the first season? I had EK65, which is a check my game card, along with what's his name from the Sabres, Darlene.
Darlene, yeah.
Who is also a check my game card, but his check my game card wasn't great. His speed and his Excel was quite low. So that one I've traded in since, but I've kept EK65 because if he gets a boost, like a +10, then his speed's going to be relevant. Whereas I felt like Darlene probably wouldn't be, good enough anyway. So yeah, like it's a different thing. We don't know what they're going to come out with. And so I think this year is more around keeping your collection, whereas previously, to Panay's point earlier, is they'd be useless and they would have been traded in already.
The answer is easy. They need to cap the boosts on everything. I think it would make it much easier. If you know the maximum somebody can get is +3, then that's fine. But when you now start seeing these guys going up to 91 and things like that, it's like it's ridiculous. It really is.
So is that because Vugi, you're in a situation where, like you mentioned earlier, you were out traveling a lot in season 1, but you logged in, you played the market, you got a good coin stack, but you're just not feeling sort of the itch to play in season 2. And so is that one of the reasons why in terms of the chem boosts that are stacking and just sort of leaving your team behind, or what?
Yeah, it is. It's exactly that. If I could build a team today and that would see me out, I would play quite heavily during December, Christmas time, off work, early January, winter. So season 2 would really be the ideal time. I don't mind investing in a team for season 2, but I can't even do that right now because all the big boosts are yet to come. So basically, I'm best waiting until the last 2 weeks of season 2 when most of the stuff's available, then building a team, then playing for 2 weeks and praying that it still works in season 3, which is
it won't work.
Which it won't, right? Yeah, which it won't.
Yeah, okay, but
Which I gotta have a serious beef with. Why couldn't they just lock in to start season 2 your boost, at least a diminished boost of what you had, and then you have a starter team without having to run around and do all this stuff that you don't really want to do. Then you can at least play. You can at least play a couple weeks with your old team, right? How it was, and then it's on par with whatever new boosts are out, and that gives you time to like get into the next season, and not just this like, oh, okay, season 2, everything new.
I guess you said it earlier though. They wanted to change up the meta, right? That's what they said, at least.
But they could have changed up the meta. They're going to give you all these initial boosts, right, for season 2. Why couldn't they just say, okay, everything you had is a +1, and that gets you on par with whatever new boosts are out, and then you can start working into season 2, and not just like the next day everything is all that you used to have is now second rate compared to what the new hotness is or whatever.
I think I went from 89 overall till 84 overall in the season change.
Yeah.
But the thing is, from sellable players, I think I have worth 160,000 of in the packs. You can make some kind of a team anyway, I feel.
Which kind of packs are we talking about, though?
The one you earn when you're playing. I haven't used any money.
Playing Hot Champs or playing
Hot Champs or just regular, what is it called?
Am I losing Pinais, or is everyone losing me?
Hmm?
No, I hear you. I hear Pinais. Yeah, but the thing is, the rewards are trash. Everybody agrees on that, right? Like, you play rivals for weeks and you get 1 pack or something like that. I don't know. That's supposedly gotten better. I don't really know.
Yeah, they got the ranked packs. They are actually all right.
It's from what, objectives now, right? Isn't that what they did? They turned them into objectives to give you bonus extra packs.
Yeah. If you score so many goals or play so many games, you get objectives, and then you can turn it into packs.
Are you getting anybody good out of those, or are those packs trash too?
I think I got all right when the first 40 objectives, or the first 40.
Because the cup chase collectibles that you had, those packs, they were trash. And then they were finite. Once you did you only got so many and I had already got them all, and then there was still like more than a half a season left. So that was complete over. It was like there was nothing to look forward to.
Yeah,
as
that
far as
sucks.
getting rewards.
That sucks. And also the XP when you're
Yeah.
half a season done and you have done it all, it's really, really hard to get in to play because it's nothing to play for.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, the
that's
only thing I like playing is champs. That's all I'm interested in. I'm not interested in ranked, and offline's okay for messing about, but really it's about champs, which is still pretty limited. It's still the same old thing. Yeah, the rewards suck. It doesn't really matter. If you're playing the game, you're playing it to be competitive.
Yeah.
The ranked mode is still rubbish. It needs something different to keep you engaged to make it worth playing.
Yeah.
Is it better than Rivals?
Can you
Or
guys hear
does it
me now?
matter? Does it matter to the people that aren't in the ultimate tier, which none of us are?
Yeah.
I miss the divisions, really.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I would actually play more online if they brought that back.
Yeah, when you
'Cause that
you
was
have to get
fun.
some you have to get a certain amount of points to stay up, or you want to go up
Yeah,
or something.
I wish they would bring back the old divisions. I mean, obviously they could have revamped it by now and made it much better. But if you wanted to play some casual online games, it was the best because you got a mixture of players. I mean, once you get to rivals, whatever they call it now, and you end up playing the same people you play in champs in your last 10 games. Once you get rid of the cannon fodder at the start, it's the same people over and over again. There's no variety.
Yeah, that's what made divisions great was and not just variety of players, but variety of play styles too. Because once you get so far into the game, and then it's everybody doing the same moves,
Yeah.
and that's repetitive even.
But that's kind of hard to avoid, though, right? I mean, everyone, with Twitch now, everyone can go and see what the best players are doing, and then they emulate that. And really, up until the last year with reverse hitting, and this year with unstoppable as well, there's not that many play styles that you can adopt. Now there's slightly more difference, but not that much, maybe. But at least there's a little bit of variation to it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one of the themes I'm already picking up in this conversation is the game is kind of like it's very linear. There's there's not enough to do to make the game more to make you successful doing other things. You know know what I'm saying? And that just seems like a little theme of not just team building, but strategies. And now we're talking about actual moves and X factors that are overpowered. That's kind of like where the game is just like lagging behind, is where it's just so linear. Like you said, you go on, you watch a couple of YouTubers, whatever you're gonna watch, Twitch, and then that's the way to play, and then everybody's doing that.
Yeah.
And why can't there be other ways to play, and you could still have a fighting chance to win?
Yeah. Okay. How do you do that though? That's the thing. I mean, every game's got a meta, right? There's whatever game it is you're playing. Every game's got a meta that's, even if it's slightly better or way better than the other ways of doing it. And when L2 started becoming a thing some years ago, it became a separator, right? Those who didn't mind doing it and got good at it against those who complain about it. And that became a big separator, and it still is today. It still is divisive. You look on Reddit, people are like, "Oh, L2 glitching and all that sort of stuff." You kind of, you're either in the camp or you're not, and but it's a separator.
I hate it.
I'm with you too. I think it's
but I use it.
unrealistic.
I use it because I have to.
Well, but do you feel bad? Do you feel bad about using it?
A little bit, yeah. A little bit, yeah.
See, I think you should feel bad about it.
It looks so dumb. It looks so freaking dumb, and I know it. Maybe I'm a little bit stupid because I want a computer game to be real life.
Yeah, this is not it.
That's the thing.
That's pretty much what everybody wants. for the most part. Okay, maybe not that might not be true, but I would say people in our age group
maybe,
definitely are
but we
looking
had
for
that.
more what they want to play the game. And then the younger people probably want to do anything they can to win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's gone very arcadey now. Like
Yeah.
I can't remember. Was it NHL 19 or 20? One of those years. It was very sort of sim based. It was very simulation. There wasn't a lot of crazy bounces. There was no arcadey stuff. It was very sort of more. I don't know. I don't know if realistic isn't the word, because hockey has a lot of bounces, right? I think
Yeah, for
in
sure.
that way, this year is more realistic, but it's more annoying because you can't control it. But it's gone very arcadey, and that's clear. The X factors really underline that. And
Yeah.
I did some clips earlier this year of Eric Lindros backing in, like literally reversing into the zone and reverse hitting two guys at the same time, and then going and scoring. And Unisol was going crazy.
No chance. I won't. If if that happens to me even once, I'm done. I'm not. I'm sorry, man. That's just you know what I mean? It's just okay. I mean, there's a certain level. I know it's a video game, but there's a certain level of realism that I have to be engaged. And once it passes that threshold, I'm absolutely out
I think
for
you and I
sure.
aren't you and I playing next week in the league?
Oh God.
I don't have Lindros though, because it's max 84s, isn't it? So there's no Lindros in my lineup.
Yeah, I actually the format's really nice. I got to build up a team, but yeah, it's really nice. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, good
What
job,
week
kid.
am I in? Am I in?
I think you start in week 2, Kid said.
So next week or the week
Yeah,
after that?
yeah, next
Okay.
week, yeah. It doesn't really matter. We can just play the games whenever. I don't think it matters. Just for those,
No.
if anyone's listening, at some point, we have a little private league in the Discord where we've set up you can have 3 84 overall players max, 3 83s, 3 82s, and 3 81s on forward, same on defense, and then we all play each other. Just to keep it in.
No overall boosts are allowed, but AP boosts, which is also really good. I like that too.
Yeah. Which you don't need, because I don't have any AP boosts, and I think I have 26 AP points total, and almost all of the players can get all their boosts because there's not that many around for those low overalls.
I have 50 points.
Oh my God. Over and above.
But this goes to, all right, so this is a good point here about we're putting up a different line combo now for this league, right? And that's one thing that I've noticed this year is the team building aspect. I've always said I really enjoy the team building, and previous years you build your team, and then eventually you get to a point where almost all 20 slots are locked, whether it's like untradeable team of the year cards or whatever, and they're never going to leave your lineup, and then your team building is done, whenever that is.
Yeah.
And then you have to go, right, I have to take someone who's really good out just to replace him to try this other card. But this year, with the new Chem Boost now, you find yourself going, on any given sort of Wednesday, Thursday, whatever, sitting down for an hour to go, I have to rejig my team now, and I have to take into consideration the salary cap, and I want to get all these boosts in. So I think they've done a really good job in terms of team building and engagement around team building specifically.
It's fantastic for the guy who's playing every night and sitting with 10 million in the bank. It's fantastic because you can just keep adjusting.
Who sits with 10 millions in the bag?
No,
Many.
Jay, he's not here, but that's because he's hoarding his millions. He's in Canada hoarding his millions.
Yeah.
Jay's got 20 screens and about 15 consoles on the go with about 10 accounts on each.
We need to get him on one of these episodes. I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will grace us with his presence. But yeah, I get it. But every game is going to be more beneficial to those who can put the time in, right?
Yeah.
So if you're a casual player and you don't have the time, where do you fall off? And I guess that's what you're saying now, Vugi, is you haven't had the time, although you've got a lot of coins, to sort of keep up with the boosts. But you would have thought then that season 2 was great for you, because really the cards that were released in season 1 are still relevant, and you just put a team together like that, and you can play, and you wouldn't have had to change up until maybe this yesterday when they brought out the second week of that latest event.
Maybe I just need to get on and do it.
Yeah, I think so. With
Do
2
it.
millions, you can make a better team than I have. Promise you.
Problem is,
I thought I was gonna like this season things, and then when the season switched, I was absolutely turned off by it.
Why?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's very
Yeah,
divisive.
I like the team building all season one. I was like, this is great. I like messing around, but what I didn't like is how it just like I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's just like then when it all switched and everything was washed away, I was like, I kind of like having a lineup that I can count on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I kind of like that, and I don't always want to be team building.
Yeah, I see that. I understand that. But for example, now, what is your first line and the offense?
Well, I mean, honestly, I haven't played any since season 2 started, so I still have my lineup from season 1, and I don't know. I really don't know what I want to do next.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't know if I want. I don't know if I want to re-engage season 2 just to do it again in season 3, or if I want to call it quits on Hut, or I don't really know. I'm kind of like in this gray area right now with Hut, where I don't know what I want to do.
Okay, but what was your first line from season 1 then?
I think the last line I had was the star of the month Eichel with Pedersen and Marner team of the week. Boosted
Okay, so
up to like mid 91, 90 something.
Yeah, okay, but without the boost, it's like 86, 85.
87 and a pair of 85s, yeah. Which is
Yeah,
a
okay.
nice line. I like the line. There's nothing wrong with it, but
that's not bad. My first line is now I changed it today, but now it's Celebrini 87 on the right hand side. It's Lowry 87 at center, and it's 86 McKinnon on the left side. That's my first line.
No boost.
I would go into Hut champs.
No
Every
boost.
team would be better than my team right now, since I haven't engaged in the new season.
Yeah, a little bit.
Every team would be 1 or 2 overalls better. Not just that, they would have way more X factors active than I have, because I don't feel like going in and redoing it all.
So it's been very divisive.
I don't want to. Well, yeah, and I don't want to. And I like the power play. I like having my power play set up, and I've had to change that. And who's going to be my distributor? Who's going to be like 8 times this year? And it's just getting. I'm like up to here with it, really. Right. Like, I don't even want a power play anymore.
And Voogie, is that similar to your thoughts in terms of you don't want to go through that again, or is it more you just don't want to build a team that's sort of not going to be relevant in 2 weeks' time?
Well, I've played this game for however many years, and every year I've played it, I've had the best team possible. That's just what I've been used to. I've played it from day one to as long as I've played it. I always have the best cards, work the market, play the games, do whatever is required. And yeah, the thought of not having that, because I'm going to go into Hut Champs, right? And if I don't feel like Uni was saying, his team's not going to be competitive. I want to play champs, and to be competitive in champs, you've got to have the meta cards. You've got to have the best cards that are out at the time, and that's going to change week to week. And I just don't see how. Maybe I could build a team for 1 week, and that would be it. I don't know.
Well, it's been very divisive then, clearly. It's going to be interesting because I think people are going to approach season 2, or at least some people are going to approach season 2 a little bit differently. And so it's going to be interesting to see if you can put, because if you put a team together now, both of you, like if you're 1 or 2 overall lower than some lines, you're still going to be competitive. You're good players. I get it if you're running 86s and people are running 95s. I get that. That's not really something that you can manage. But for now, you'd definitely be competitive. But for how long? And I guess that's the question.
Oh, I have actually a question for you, Norris. So you had probably the 90 whatever 6s or whatever. I don't know how high you end up getting, but how did you feel about, okay, you got to play with the high overalls for like a week, and then the very next week you're back down into the mid 80s again.
Yeah,
How did you like that? Because
I,
I know you like your high overall cards.
sure.
So
Yeah, and I do,
I'm
but
very curious because I was like, I didn't actually like it. I mean, I kind of like it, but I kind of like to go up from the start and then keep
yeah,
working up.
and not go down again. I
Yeah.
I didn't mind it because it's the same for everyone, right? And so what I did was once we were 2 weeks before the end of season one, I stopped chasing the overall boost. So I didn't get DuPont. I didn't do those boosts for the 99s. I had my mid 90s guys, and I did fine with that. Did and I played against the DuPonts, and my coffee was just as good, if not better, in my opinion. So that was fine. So I kind of slowed down 2 weeks before, and then just rode the team that I had, and that worked fine for me. And so I was ready for it when it happened. The switchover happened, and I went back down, and I'm like, all right, let's build a team. Let's see what we have. Who makes
But back to hitting the post 12 times a game because your shooting's mid 80s again,
Yeah,
right?
you need to adapt to that. Absolutely. But it's the same for everyone, right? No one's running mid 90s guys against my 86s. So it was fine. I think the real test is going to be over the next sort of 3 to 4 weeks when, the overall boosts are going to come back into play, and we're going to get back to mid 90s players. Do you have to get uh, all MSPs from the current event to be able to do that, or can you use some of the collection that you already have? I think that's going to be a big test.
I think it's going to be very similar to whatever happened last season,
But
where there's going to be select base cards that are going to fit into a perfect combo, and then they're going to boost your other. I think it's going to stay the same basically.
yeah, and that makes sense because if Eichel comes out, I mean Eichel's a good example, right? If Eichel comes out with a new MSP in season two and he gets a boost, then if you have his MSP, you can still use that as a boost because it's the same player on the same team. It's just one or two overalls less. So that makes sense. And I think the difference in season one is no one had a collection because it's season one, right? So I think season two might be a little bit easier for people and go, all right, I could have a 97 Eichel, but if I use my guy, it'll be 95, and that might be fine for most people. And so that's going to be interesting, I think. And I'm hoping that I can use the players that I want rather than just go, hey, here's this 5'7" defenseman who gets 99 speed.
Huh,
I'm hoping that I can avoid that.
fair enough.
But yeah, I mean, season two, when that happened, I spent like I don't know 3 hours just putting together a team. It was, but I love that. I thought that was great. I'm like, oh, now I'm super excited to play again. And then I lost a bunch of games, but that's fine. Um, that's the same every week anyway. So yeah, no, I don't mind it. I really don't. But I think I'm trying to be a little cautious because I can see it might make for not great playing over the next several weeks and months if you have to sort of follow that wave.
Well, I think you're gonna have to, if, if you want to play champs at the high levels. If you're
Well,
just in it for fun, yeah, it won't really matter then.
it all depends because honestly, if they only give boosts to the MSPs, then yes, right. But if they keep chucking out boosts for other card types, and if I can put my 93 Lindros out against somebody's 95 whatever MSP, I'll do that. That's fine. I'll be very happy with that. I don't have to have the 95 if I can have my 93 of, in my opinion, a
Right.
better player. Right. That's my view anyway. So I guess it's been divisive, right? So Be Nice and myself, we seem to be we seem to be playing probably more than Vugi and Unisol. Um, what about anything from Vugi and Unisol's camp that you thought has been good in this year's hut?
Well, they had to do something different because the game had gotten so stale. So the idea was good. And
Right?
I was fine with it. When I jumped on and you see the +1s and stuff, I'm like, great. But then when Jay's thrown up, oh look, I can multi-boost these 3 guys, and I'm all of a sudden getting +10. That's just where it got ridiculous. The idea is fine, and it's a good idea. They've just implemented it badly.
Yeah, that's exactly my opinion too. It's
So
a
the
great.
question was,
EA needs to
is there
refine
anything that
this.
you think has been good, not the stuff that you think has been bad? Is there anything that you think has
I
been good?
think just like Bogey said, the change, the whole chemistry, all of the boosts, that's been good. Salary cap, it's good. It's a great idea, and it actually makes the game fresh, but it's kind of implemented extremely poor.
Right.
I think what is really good as somebody who likes to make coins is what they've done for the market.
Yeah.
In terms of buying and selling cards, you've got so many options. You can even stockpile cards, and all of a sudden you can hit the jackpot,
Yep.
or you could sit there. It's not like the old days where you just had to hope that you would find a steal, or you could take a gamble on some card that was in too many packs, and then you wait for them to go out of packs and make money that way.
Yeah.
The fact now that you can go on and you can look at all the different things that you can look at to buy the different cards, I think that is a huge plus.
I forgot that was a thing. Cards went out of packs, and then you're just like, oh, now a week later I'm gonna start selling my prime times because they're not around anymore. But of course, the last 2 years, cards don't go out of packs. You can pull any card at any time, except for fantasy cards and Team of the Year and stuff. But yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point.
I would say the things that I like most about Hut this year is the fact is the chill weeks, giving you so many ways to get free, real meaningful upgrades to your teams,
Yeah.
and then just like the whole just this amount of stuff that you can do, online, offline, it doesn't really matter, but you could still do those things, and you could still get 2 or 3 cards per event that are worthwhile.
Yep.
I definitely, the grind to me is way more rewarding than it was a couple of years ago. So
Yep.
that would be my biggest positive of the game.
The offline was improved as well. I think having that league and playoff format, I just wish they would make it 10 times more difficult so as you could actually have a challenge out it, because like Superstar is still far too easy and you can beat it in your sleep.
Yeah.
They should come up with a difficulty that's multiple times higher for even higher rewards, so that if you're semi-decent, you only need to be semi-decent at the game to win on Superstar. You don't have to be that good.
Yeah.
I mean, we have this thing with the crown, and people are winning 15, 16-0. It's no problem. You put it down. It needs to be something that's interesting. But overall, I think having that league and playoff format is a good idea.
Yeah, I agree. It's better. I even play. I never play offline, right? But I even played some cup chase in season 1 because it was a good way to actually earn tradable rewards and get some coins for pulls and stuff.
You do the moments, right? You do the moments for they get the cards, the good cards.
I do.
And those moments are fun. Like the harder the moments are, the more fun people are actually having with it.
I don't agree with that. I don't like the.
When you do it, you're like, oh, I did it. Look, and this is really cool.
But some of the moments
and then you.
Right?
I really enjoyed the dry cycle grind on the spotlight. It took a few goes to get that, but it was really worth it. These are the things that it needs when you're playing AI. It needs to be something really difficult.
Yeah, well, they sure were, and that was like pro difficulty. The conspiracy theory being that they missed some sliders or something.
Such BS! Oh my god.
We've had this for years.
Who said that?
We've had this for years. Remember, there was another challenge years ago, and it was like pro difficulty. It says pro, but it wasn't. It was much harder. I don't know why people have this illusion that pro difficulty is harder.
Yeah, and they went on Reddit and said, "Oh, blah, blah." Yeah, come on, it's pro difficulty. They don't have like these sliders or not. Nobody's. Come on, this company can't even. They can't even patch out like a fatal crash to their cup chase. You're telling me they can program in these things to make moments harder?
I think what people believe is that it's not programmed in. They just messed it up somehow, and it's harder than it should be. I'm not saying it is, but
Oh,
I think that's what
by
people are saying.
accident.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Not on purpose.
Like
No.
that 91 Jagger that played like a 65 overall.
Yeah, but that was messed up, right? That was something was wrong with that card.
Well, do you know from the original 94, 92 game, the Ronak? Remember anybody played back that far back?
Yeah, Jeremy Roenick, 99 everything was unbeatable.
Yeah, it was actually a mistake in the game. They couldn't, once the games back then, you had a cartridge, they couldn't fix it. So the Ronak was actually like 99 everything.
Yeah, and,
Because they made a mistake, and then, but and it was like, how is this dude bouncing off everybody and still scoring?
it's still happening, even though it's not cartridges. That's what people are thinking.
It was like Tuma Daira in Championship Manager 2001. You remember
Exactly,
him?
right?
Who?
Tuma Daira from
Yeah.
Portugal.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
wasn't even real.
I remember.
It was like one guy who worked in Championship Manager. He just before they released him, he just put him in. He didn't exist or anything, and he was so freaking overpowered.
Yeah, he was a world beater.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. Tom
I
Medina.
miss those days, man.
That's it. And we all went and got him. And once you knew, you couldn't
Yeah.
not go and get him because he was like 18,000 from some rubbish team, right?
Yeah.
And then that's it. Now you got the best player in the world. You know it's going to happen. So yeah.
Oh man.
I think
That's true.
one thing that I would like changed, selfishly, and this is super important, is the Rangers Centennial jersey was supposed to be released like 4 weeks ago or something in the game, and there was a banner and everything, and I've never seen a single one on the auction house, and that I think is very high on my list of things that they need to change.
Travesty.
I know it's
They
awful.
need to bring back sets for jerseys and numbers and stuff. What happened? Why did they have to take that out?
Yeah, I guess because there's not that many in circulation now because they don't put them in packs. I guess people were sick and tired of getting in packs. You get them in like your untradeable packs, and then there's no sets for them now. Before you used to be able to trade in jerseys and whatever. I don't think there's any sets for them now. And so if you look online, there's a few hundred jerseys. If you look at the epic jerseys, like the most rare ones, there's never more than like 30 on the market at any one time. And so they cap it at 30K because otherwise they'd be crazy. But like the arenas are uncapped, so you can get an epic arena. I saw one today. It was the alumni Minnesota North Stars arena for 140,000. I don't know who's paying that, but
I meant to ask you. I chose an arena and it felt like an international ice pad.
yeah, you get international ice on here.
Yeah, I didn't
Just
like
wait.
it.
Did you not know?
Season 3, you get
Oh, yeah.
15
Yeah,
plus
all the-
overall for wearing those Ranger sweaters.
What was that?
Just wait for season 3. You get 15 plus overall for wearing those Ranger sweaters.
I'll take it. But yeah, every European arena is international ice, Boogie. So yeah, I play people all the time. Less now than season 2, but there was a period in season 1 where it's like, oh, here we go again, international arena, international ice, all the time.
Yeah, I actually kind of like that a little bit.
Well, you get like more space.
Well, no, just the fact that because people can't afford the arena from the NHL or North America, and then or the European, then you got to play on the big ice. I kind of like that. It's a variance. I like the variance. That I like when it's not just the same thing all the time.
Yeah, makes sense. I don't mind it either. It's fine. It creates a different. I always say when I'm on stream and I'm matching up against someone with international ice, I'm like, okay, diagonal runs, here we go, because you can.
Or even on the power play, you can be way more creative.
Yeah,
better passes. You don't get somebody right on you.
I think it's
one timer.
Is it me or is it sort of frowned upon in the community to use international ice? My understanding is that it's sort of like it's a bit.
Before this year it was, but now it's like, hey, what are you gonna do? It's like, hey, I got this arena, and that's what the game gives it. And I'm from where? I'm from Sweden or I'm from Finland, and that's what I'm gonna play on.
Yeah.
And then it gets accepted,
Yeah, fair enough.
Because people just, I mean, especially, I think, I don't know if that, I really don't follow a lot of other games, but I think in this community, like the meta is like very, very important. Once a YouTuber says this is the meta, and then that's going to be it. Like all, you know what I mean? They can
Yeah,
influence the whole thing.
yeah.
FIFA
No
is
one.
the same. FIFA is very meta driven. It's the exact same.
All sports games are. Right? I mean, all video games really. It's all about getting an advantage, right? And that's why people are L2ing, because it was or is an advantage. And I love the fact that they nerfed it in the patch earlier, but they didn't really nerf it.
Nah, it's the same.
Yeah, you can give somebody shit for having an international arena while L2ing down the ice with your boots on, knocking out two guys with reverse hits while skating backwards.
That's it. At
I'll
least you
keep
have the
doing
opportunity
the
to
international
now.
arena.
Yeah, it's arcadey, but I think the point of this game, or at least how I've come to accept it, is you just got to accept what's there. You just got to take it and not like, because I remember when I was first L2'd like some years ago, I'm like, what is this? Like, how am I supposed to do anything with this? I can't stick check because I'm tripping the guy. I can't hit him because when I go for the hit, he just loops back around me. And then for a week, I was like, what am I supposed to do here? And I'm like, well, I guess if you can't beat him, join him. So that's my philosophy anyway.
It used to be worse though, like NHL 19 when you did the L2 half boost and you got the speed boost. So
Yeah.
mash
I
the
mean,
L2 in and off to get up the ice as fast as you can.
Yeah, that was gross.
Chris keeps saying the game is arcadey, but I think it's the gameplay itself is in the best place, at least for the game is more. It's more fair, I guess you want to say it, than it's ever been.
I think maybe you're right. Because I was
There's
thinking
no
about
automatic glitch goals. I don't see people doing anything that's always going in. And for years and years and years, there's always been that.
no,
Even
you're right.
breakaways are a little bit harder.
And even the reverse hits. Last year, you could do reverse hits with anyone.
Yeah.
And now you have to have unstoppable, otherwise it doesn't matter. I've tried getting like the really big guys and doing reverse hits with them. It doesn't matter if you're trying to reverse hit someone who's coming in to hit you. You're going down unless you have unstoppable at least 2 points, if not 3 points to it. So reverse hits are kind of nerfed, except for the ones with the unstoppable X factor. So yeah, I agree. I think gameplay wise, it's pretty good. It's a little bit too tilted for offense compared to defense. Maybe I'm finding that.
And that's not actually true. That's just what the YouTubers are saying.
Hey,
If you're not chasing and you're not sprinting to play defense, and you're actually staying in front of people, you can get pokes and you can play defense. I mean,
using good gap control is the way.
That's all it is. But if you're gonna run around, your own zone, yeah, you're not gonna make too many good plays.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't chase. That's fine. I mean, but it's also I don't agree with that. You can get pokes. Pokes are nerfed to oblivion, in my opinion. But I understand it again.
Why
because
should you play? You're trying to do the pokes, but you're not in position to do a poke. You're coming from behind. You're sprinting down on a back check trying to poke.
Is that too much to ask? I just want to poke check someone from behind between their legs, take the puck, turn around, help you back the ice. Is that too much?
What actually needs to be fixed for defense to be in a good place is that the player switching has to get better.
But the stick lift sucks.
Yeah.
The stick lift is terrible.
Yeah, stick lifting.
If you could player switch reliably to the person you want, and you could put that person or that player in a position you want, and then player switch the next guy, defense would be 10 times better.
But then
this is like with the stick, you never know who you're going to get.
Yeah, but my point is, if they improve defense, then offense gets worse. I mean, they're intrinsically linked, right? So if defending is more effective, then attacking is less.
Yeah. And then you lose a lot of your younger players right there. I mean, and I think that's what it's all about. They want our crowd. They got us. They're going to play every year. They're going to be here. but they're always looking to add the younger player base, and I definitely believe that. So offense is gonna always, and the spin around moves and anything that looks cool on YouTube, that's always gonna be there, you know.
Get off my lawn. Yeah.
I mean, and I really don't mind it, to be honest. L2, but like I said, I have a limit. When you can go backwards and bull over an entire team, I think that's where I'm, I kind of like you can't do that. But for the most part, what I see on YouTube, I can deal with that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the team building aspect. I'm going to keep going, keep playing, but I've done that every year anyway, so there's no difference there, I guess. That's why
I'm about to win the cup as a rookie. I already have. I'm in the second. Be a pro. I'm in the second round. I have 24 points already.
Shit.
So
Easy.
it's easy, but I'm actually having fun. Really, I am.
Yeah.
I'm having a good time with it. So, but I think I'll play one season it is, or build my guy up a little bit more, and then just be like, well, that was fun.
Yeah.
And then maybe go back to Hut. I haven't decided yet.
Well, we'll see if we can get you and Vugi back in on Hut and see how you fare, and then maybe we can do another chat like this in a week or so. I'd like to do more episodes of this. Always fun chatting with you guys. I think we're past the hour mark now, which is pretty much what I had intended. So unless we can go around the table if there's anything people want to sort of sign off with. Otherwise, I'd be happy to do this again.
Me too.
Yeah, I mean, it's always fun to just chill. Why not?
Maybe I just need to play the game, and then I'll be able to do something more.
You're in. I can hear you in the background. You're actually you're out buying players now, aren't you? You're like,
I'm logging in. I've got Survivor Series to watch in 28 minutes, so I'd be on there right now.
Fair enough. All right, well, let's sign off there then, and we'll see if we can catch up again in a week or so. I wouldn't mind doing this. Let's see if we can get Kitch's camera and microphone working for next week as well.
Nice meeting you, Penias, or however you say that.
That's your name. Pain in the ass.
I will pronounce it once. I will pronounce it once. It's nice.
Ah,
Okay.
so.
Penis.
I've been called penis.
Okay.
All right, guys.
I already forgot it. Can you say it one more time?
I was going to say that.
Penice.
Okay, I got it. Nice.
Yeah.
Don't say
There you
penis.
go.
Oh shit! I just did it.
It stems from penis. It does.
All right. Be nice. Be nice.
Yeah, be nice. There you go.
There you go.
Be nice.
All right, guys. I will catch you on the Discord. I will catch you in the league next week whenever we're playing, and have a good one. Enjoyed chatting with you guys as always, and maybe we can do it again.
Yeah,
Sure.
nice one.
All right. Now
Cheers,
how do you
guys.
turn? How do I log off?
I'll do it
What
for
button do I
you.
press?
That's it. We're done.